Hello and welcome to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Grand Arena Championships Season 26, Week 2, Round 3. My name is Boma Fett. I'm currently 2-3 on the season. I'm not really happy about having a losing record, but I am happy to report that my matchups this week have been much more fair. Now, that's not to say that I haven't been an underdog in every match so far, because I have been. But the matchups are not so ridiculous that I've felt like I don't have any chance to win whatsoever. So let's see who my opponent is this round. Tonycuz. Let's go to the hotbot for a quick comparison. The hotbot shows a lot more green on my side than red on Tony's side, but let's zoom in and take a closer look. So the top section is GAC stats. A lot of these are from the old system. Some of them are a mix of old and new, so they're not worth a whole lot, but I can tell that Tony did play in the old system because his lifetime banners, these are all from the old system. He's got 720,000. That's not great, but it's not bad. It does indicate that he did play GAC before. The roster summary shows that this is one of the most even matchups I've had in this new system. Tony has just 100,000 more overall galactic power than I do. That is all in the top 80 though, meaning that the part of the roster getting used in GAC, he does have a GP advantage. I have 23 more Zetas applied and just a touch more speed at the top of my roster. Tony has just 18 more Gear 13 characters. That's probably the lowest disparity that I've seen in this new GAC system. I've got 19 more Gear 12, which means that Gear 13 and 12 together, we're about even. I do have the depth advantage though. I've got 145 Gear 11 and above. Tony has 116. I've got 44 more 6-stop mods, and I do have more mods with high-speed secondaries. In fact, I'm a little surprised at the discrepancy here, given how close our overall average speeds are. Now, that may just mean that Tony has more of his good mods on his best characters, or it may mean that Tony has more speed sets. In the relic summary, we do still have a pretty big discrepancy. Tony has 150 more total relic levels than I have. Though that's nowhere close to the hugest discrepancy I've faced, it is still not insignificant. Also not insignificant, Tony has 3 Galactic Legends to my 1, and looking at the GAC history, Tony usually puts 1 on defense. In the key characters and important ships, the thing that jumps out to me here is that Tony's Executor is only 5 stars and mine is 6 stars. So let's go back to the game and take a look at the board. The attack phase has just begun and I believe Tony is already attacking. Yep, he is. Okay, let's take a look at my defense, starting here in the top zone. I've got Kylo Ren Unmasked, Akbar Rebels, Mandalorians, and Mon Mothma. In the bottom zone, I've got Dooku, Qui-Gon Jinn, and he had to 2-shot Qui-Gon, Darth Revan, and Dengar Bounty Hunters. In the back zone, I've got Beskar Mando, Sith Triumvirate, and Dash Rendar. So, Bam and Traya usually go in the top zone, but this time I put weaker squads in the top zone. I was hoping to maybe get him to attack the top zone first, and then he might run out of squads by the time he reached the back. But as you can see, he is attacking the bottom first, so that didn't really work. His top zone, we have Phasma, Geonosians, Bosk, and Grievous, so nothing terribly scary here. In the bottom zone, we've got Darth Revan, Night Sisters, Rolo Rebels, and Beskar Mando. And the Beskar Mando squad is pretty under-geared. Now the question is there something really good hiding in the back? Did he maybe put one of his Galactic Legends back there? Did he pull the same strategy that I was attempting? That would be kind of funny. So I'm going to let Tony finish attacking, and then I will come back later and make my attacks. Alright, let's see what Tony did against my defense. In the top zone, 2 against Mon Mothma. In the bottom zone, we saw earlier 2 against Qui-Gon Jinn. In the back zone, 1 shot against each squad. And has not attacked the fleet zone yet. So 1344 is Tony's score. That is about 58.5 per battle, just a touch above that. So the big question, of course, is there a galactic legend hiding in the back or not? Looking at Tony's GAC history, I don't think there is, but I think that I can save my Jedi Master Luke just in case there is. So we're going to start in the bottom zone, and we're going to go after Darth Revan with General Skywalker. This is never a very high banner victory, but I don't need to be as efficient as last round. Let's see if we can get Basti down. I think this should do it. Looks like Skywalker's going to sit soon. Okay. Let's see if we can get this guy out. Not quite. Okay, so the reason that Revan was not killed there was because of Darth Talon. We'll hit Revan even though we can't call an assist. Okay, there we go. We're up. And can I do any healing? I don't think so. Yeah, that doesn't heal. Okay, 70 banners. Like I said, not the greatest for banners, but as long as I one-shot, I should be fine. Alright, so my voiceover recording cut out at this point, so you're going to be getting commentary after the fact from this point on. I next went after the Night Sisters with my Imperial Troopers. This is a standard counter that everybody does if they have Imperial Troopers. No big deal here. I do have Gideon on my Imperial Trooper squad. I'd like to get him off of there, but I don't have enough Imperial Troopers where I can have this squad and my Iden Versio squad, because Iden requires troopers that do not have a leadership and are not droids. So I'm working on Kenobi right now, GL Kenobi. Once I get GL Kenobi, then I'll work on Magma Trooper or Stormtrooper, get them geared up. I can put them with Iden Versio, I can move Stark back to this squad, and then I'll have Gideon to use as needed, because he's a great plug-and-play piece. Now, as you can see, this battle is absolutely no problem. I'm able to keep generating turn meter, and they never even get to take a turn. So there goes Daka. I get rid of Talia next because she's close to death already. And then a few shots, a punch. We got rid of Asajj. And there goes Zombie. It's an easy 65. Next up, I'm going to go after the Beskar Mando squad, and this is a really under-geared squad. Particularly IG-11 and Queel are very under-geared, and even Nest is only gear 11. she's going to be relatively easy to take out. I was tempted to take my CLS squad here, actually. I figured I could probably shoot through Nest's protection up. But in the end, I decided that it wasn't worth the risk of timing out, and so I just went with my Padme squad here. Because Anakin was on defense with Qui-Gon Jinn, I put Shaak Ti in the lineup here. I probably could have just gone in with 4 here, probably gone short-handed. Now, the risk here is IG-11 is really low gear. So as you can see, I take him into his health. Once he's below 75% health, then Beskar Mando gets a bonus turn and goes straight into Whistling Birds. So now I need to get rid of Beskar Mando before he can release the birds. Luckily, I am able to do that. Now I just need to clean everyone up. The issue here is we do have 3 characters with AoEs. I got rid of Nest there with the big hit, but then Bo-Katan was able to throw her bombs, and IG-11 was able to do his AoE, and so now I'm missing protection on several of my characters. So I'm not at any risk of losing this battle. This is an easy battle for my squad. But I did lose protection, and so I did lose banners. So I wasn't as efficient as I could be, but luckily this round I don't need to be as efficient as I did last round. So 62 banners there. So last up is this Rolo squad. I checked some speeds and made sure that my Bad Batch was faster, and then I went in with Bad Batch. And the concern with this Rolo squad is Biggs. Biggs gets a bonus turn whenever he's damaged by an Empire enemy or is critically hit. Now watch this weird interaction. I start off with Echo, I put the debuffs on them. Now the debuffs did damage, but it was not a critical hit. So Biggs should not have gotten a bonus turn there, but he did. I don't know why, I don't know how, but something weird going on there. It didn't really matter. I was able to get the stuns on everybody except for Rolo. And this squad has such good banner recovery that by the end here, everybody's going to be full health and full protection. I keep the rest of the squad stunned for the rest of the battle. Biggs never comes out of stun, so the small amount of damage done at the beginning didn't really have any impact. 65 banners. So then it was on to see what was set in the back. Is there a GL there? No, there is not. We've got Iden Versio, Mon Mothma, and Ewoks. He does have the Omicron on Iden Versio, but it's a very undergeared squad. The Ewok squad is also undergeared, so this is a no-brainer Nest solo. I have gotten my Nest up to Relic 1. I would love to take her to higher relics, but until I get GL Kenobi, all that is on hold for everybody. So I put it on auto, and I'm just fast-forwarding. It's just a bunch of Nest counterattacking. In fact, the faster the Ewoks are, the better. Slow Ewoks are actually a problem. No problem here, 68 banners. Next up, I go after the Mon Mothma squad. This is a turn meter build. Again, we have a couple of very undergeared characters here in Kyle Katarn and Cara Dune. And the Iden Versio squad is perfect for this. They are made to counter Mothma. Now, Kyle Katarn is there to get them jump-started, but Iden Versio always gets to go first, so we're just going to stun Kyle Katarn, take care of him right off the bat. Now they don't have their engine. The other thing that the quick kill is going to do for my squad is it's going to get the ability to put Death Mark on someone. So here we have Death Trooper, I Death Mark, and she's not going to come back. So here we do get a res. Kyle Katarn gets rezzed. But again, he's so low gear, I can just take him out really easily again. Now, against Relic Mothma squads, this can get a little bit iffy. Not so much because they're going to kill your characters, usually they don't, but just because you could time out. these battles can take a long time. Each squad is kind of paper cutting the other, but with the other squad being so low gear, that's not an issue here. Easy 65 banners. So all we have left in this zone is the Iden Squad. It is undergeared, but Iden Squads can still be very tricky, especially with the Omicron. So I decide I've got my Galactic Legend and nowhere to use it, so let's use it here. I went with Old Ben and Hermit Yoda as his teammates. I probably could have just soloed this, to be honest, but you don't want to be the idiot who takes in your solo Galactic Legend against an undergeared squad and then loses. So I did decide to take in a couple of support characters. I saved Jedi Knight Luke to go with Jedi Knight Revan, and just took in these three. So I was actually a little bit surprised that that opening efflux didn't kill more of their characters. Of course, Iden did die, but then was revived. But I thought that it would wipe out pretty much everybody but Stark. So one of the nice things about the Jedi Luke lead is that it makes everybody hit hard when they have that leadership ability. So both Hermit Yoda and Old Ben got a kill, and then JML finished it off for 67 banners. So then I headed for the front zone, and the first squad I'm going to tackle there is Grievous. I've got my Jedi Knight Revan available, but I decided to actually go with a Basti lead. And one of the reasons for this is that I have Jedi Knight Luke available here. So I put JKL in the squad. That'll give me extra offense, so I won't be missing the offense from Revan's leadership. This is a standard Grievous squad, so I could have taken my Night Sisters here actually, but Night Sisters only get 60 banners. So as long as I get more than 60 banners, then it was worth it to take my Jedi. Give the buffs to Yoda, have him spread the buffs. Going to mark the B2 here. And the B2 is only gear 12, so B2 is going to go down right here. That gives Grievous the extra turn. Magna goes down quickly, so Grievous gets another quick turn. Next is Droideka, and Droideka is going to go down quickly as well, so Grievous gets another quick turn. But you can see almost all of my characters, all of my characters still had their bonus protection. So I was still okay. I go after the B1, just waiting for Revan's mark to come back around. The problem was I killed the rest of the droids too quickly. So I'm trying to delay so that I can get the mark before getting rid of the B1 and giving Grievous another bonus turn. But unfortunately, you can see I'm one turn away, and the B1 is about to die. So nothing I could do here. Grievous gets one more bonus turn. And now we've cut into the protection on Grandmaster Yoda. So now I finally get the mark on Grievous. I'm able to take him down relatively quickly. But only 64 banners because I did lose the bonus protection on GMY. Next up is the Geonosians, and I could have gone either Vader or Bounty Hunters here, and I decided to just go with Vader. Took out the TIE pilot and went with a 4-person squad. I probably could have done 3 or even 2 here based on their gear, but I'm a little bit risk averse. Why take the risk if you don't need to? We go into Merciless, we get rid of the Spy, go around the horn, doing ability blocks with the basic, or just killing them with the basic. Do another Force Crush on Sunfac, get rid of the Alpha. And now I'm forced to hit the Brute, and he's going to hit back. So I do take a little bit of damage. That's why it's nice to have Thrawn there. Swap turns with Vader, recover that protection. And goodbye to the Brute. Now stun with Mara Jade. And now just kill him at my leisure. I fractured him for no reason here. And then throw the saber. 66 banners. Next up, we have the Bounty Hunters, and there is no Omicron Zam here, so I take in my CLS squad. It's kind of feeling like a battle from 6 months ago. So you use Han's Shoot first to stun Bosk, keep him from taunting. And now what I should do here is put Confuse on Dengar to keep him from going invisible. You don't want him going stealth, but I don't. I go after Boba Fett instead. He is a big threat, right? Boba Fett can put the ability blocks on your squad, so if you can get rid of him quickly, that's also a good move. But preventing Dengar from going stealth can be very helpful as well. I put the blind on everyone here, and that saved me from taking damage from 2 big AoEs. Now I should put the Confuse on Dengar, but I don't. So I just kept missing that opportunity. Eventually, I'm going to realize it. So I think here I decide to stun Bosk again. Again, you want to prevent him from taunting. I should probably just kill him, but with him stunned, I decided to go after Cad Bane. And now I finally realize, put the Confuse on Dengar. So I did that. Now that he's confused, he won't go stealth. So I go after Dengar. He's the bigger threat with his bombs. Now I get rid of Bosk. And finally, the AoE should take out Cad Bane. So 65 banners there. And the last squad we have to take out is Phasma. I have my Bounty Hunters available. I also had Grievous and Jedi Training Rey and a couple of other squads, but I decided to go Bounty Hunters. They're not a common counter here, but they are a great control squad, so they should have no problem with Phasma. So a lot of the control here comes from the stuns that come from Aura Singh. I've got my Aura modded for potency. She's not high gear. I think she's gear 10 or 11. But I have her modded for potency so that she can get stuns. Now, she didn't get one on Phasma there. But I have the contract, and I debated who to disintegrate. I eventually decided to go for Officer because he's kind of the turn meter engine for their squad. Now Zam rolls out the bombs. Now every time she hits a bomb, it will explode and she'll get a bonus turn. I eventually get the stun here on Phasma. So now there's just one character who's not stunned. I add to the thermals. I roar with Bosk. Now I'm going to pop the thermals here, and I get a bonus turn. Now that AoE was a bit unfortunate, but with the Aura Singh lead, every time you kill an opposing character, you get back protection. And then I also have Grief Karga, who can heal my squad. And so even though I took that AoE probably unnecessarily, I was still able to recover all the protection that I lost. I'm able to use Zam to keep the bombs on people. I'm able to use Aura to keep people stunned. Call the Mass Assist. We'll pop some more thermals and get rid of this guy. And Bosk is going to call the Mass Assist. And because Zam popped thermal, she gets a bonus turn. And there we go. 65 banners. Great control, great banner recovery. Now as my banners are ticking up, so are Tony's banners. He came back and took out my fleets. So we take a look here, and he one-shot both fleets. So good job there, Tony. We'll take a look at his fleets. He set Negotiator and Finalizer. The Finalizer has the new bomber. It's only 3 stars though. So I decided to go with a Negotiator mirror match. This is what I usually do. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I did for at least a year in the fleet arena. I know a lot of people prefer the Malevolence against the Negotiator. I never did that in the Fleet Arena. I never got comfortable with it. I do use it against the Executor, but not against the Negotiator. Now, I will say, for a lot of that time in the Fleet Arena, I was using a lineup that included the TIE Bomber in the starting lineup, so this is not the lineup I usually used, but it still works. We focus down Anakin, we get the buff immunity on him. Now, when we use up his unending loyalty, he's not able to go stealth. Unfortunately, I didn't get the kill there, so he got more unending loyalty on him, but he's still unable to go stealth. I get the big hit here, and he's now vulnerable. So I just need to get to him, and I can kill him. I bring in Plo to bump the turn meter with my squad. I am stuck momentarily behind the taunt on the Y-Wing, but because he's target locked, Fives is able to dispel that. So now I can go after Anakin, and bye-bye Anakin. That's most of their offense. They bring in the tank, because that's what the AI is programmed to do. I put the taunt back on my Y-Wing. And now I'm going to have to hit Sarge for a while he taunts. I get the unending loyalty on all my ships. Keep going after Sarge. He got some dazes on my squad. That's not great. And finally, get rid of the taunt there, and now there's a taunt on the Y-Wing. So I bring in Snips in order to get rid of that taunt, and now I can go after Rex. Big hit here. So this is taking a little while, but there's not a whole lot of DPS on the other side. Now Fives comes in. Fives is pretty good DPS. I keep having to bounce back and forth between the different taunts. So here I'm deciding who to try and put buff immunity on. I eventually settle on the Y-Wing, and then I don't get the buff immunity. But that's okay. So we go after Fives. Again, he's the biggest offensive threat. Almost all of my ships still have daze, which is a little unfortunate. I do get a big hit from my Fives. My Plo is hurting a little bit. I'm able to keep the taunt off of their ships relatively well, so that I can keep going back to Fives to try and get rid of Fives, and then I get my bombing run. And this is beautiful. It just wipes out everybody. So 71 banners. So now we're going against the Finalizer. I've got my Malevolence here. So I just take a standard lineup, Sunfac, the 2 droid ships, the 2 other Geonosian ships, and then I have the TIE Fighter because I use that with the Executor counter. So I decided to take that just in case I need another reinforcement. So I know the TIE Echelon is supposed to make the Finalizer really good, but it's only 3 stars. So we get hunted on the Hyena. That's not the best. It would have been better had it gone on the Vulture, obviously, but we can deal with it. Our main priority is getting out Kylo Ren unmasked, the TIE Silencer. So I'm going to focus on him, put some buzzies over there. Now call the assists. We almost get him, but not quite. You can see he got down into the red before recovering some health. But this'll do it. Goodbye, Kylo. And it should be smooth sailing from here. I've actually seen a TIE Echelon in person. They have one at Disneyland in Galaxy's Edge. When I first saw it, it was like, what ship is that? I've never seen that before. I've never heard of that before. It's a cool looking ship. It's bigger than you'd think. So I brought in Spy. I was able to focus down the Echelon, get rid of the Sith Fighter, and then goodbye Shuttle. So 71 banners there, and the final score is 1740 to 1667. 1740 is, I think, by far my highest score in this new GAC format, and matchmaking definitely seemed better this week. So fingers crossed that that continues, that things are much more fair and comparable the way they're supposed to be. I'd like to thank Tony for the match. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next round.